Bye, Princess Pasta, dressed as a shark. See you later. Anyway, it's been a while since I've cooked. Usually when Pasta's here, she cooks. But you know what I want? Balls in my mouth, made of real meat. Not Beyond Meat, not Impossible meat, meat. And yes, I know, Zios, aren't you Italian? Aren't you ashamed that you aren't using like some secret recipe that you got from your grandma or stole from a taxi driver? And I'm just like, yeah, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, right? It's very hard to get the right meats for meatballs and do it up. So we're not here to discuss the meatball itself. There's another video which has never been set live. It was designed, wow, this is just too big for this bag. There was a meatball video I made last year that was designed to be released on all 3 of my channels simultaneously. And that never happened. It was designed to promote the cooking channel. God damn it! It was designed to promote the cooking channel. And I make meatballs in it. And I had it on my Z Cooks, Z Reviews, and Zio's Pantera. And that was gonna be great. It was gonna be fucking great. And it never came out. So none of you know my meatball recipe. And here's the thing. My mother is Irish and Polish. She makes a decent, I wouldn't call it a meatball. I would call it a, what the hell is that thing that's bigger than a meatball? She used to make them all the time. Like, they're just giant meatballs, essentially. And a big ball. And she was alright with them. But she didn't mix, like, you need, like, pork and veal. No, not pork. Is it veal and lamb and beef? You need those 3. Even though veal is just baby cow. And these I saw, and these I purchased. I got these things at BJ's. And let's read what the label says. So, these are Margarita for true Italian taste, trademark. Cooks in 30 minutes, gluten-free. BHA propyl glycate and citric acid added to help protect flavor. Made with a Parmesan cheese. Now, I kept them frozen, just defrosted them. We're going to just fry these up, and I'm probably not going to record the frying. The act of frying is not one that needs to be shown. I'll give you a couple tips and tricks. What we're going to do is I'm also stealing a recipe from the interwebs. Shark lady, hold on, wait.
I would just like to state that in my defense, I did not buy this.
Join Princess Pasta's Patreon, get into her Snapchat. I stole a dude's recipe. What is this called? UncleJerry'sKitchen.com. UncleJerry'sKitchen.com, Bok. And he has a simple 5-minute comfort food recipe. And I looked, and you can't imagine how shit the reviews are for gravy recipes. Like, most of them have 13 to 15 reviews, and they're 3 stars. One of them had 4 stars. This was the only one, 5 stars, like more than 35 reviews. And he goes into it. He just keeps talking. Uncle Jerry, shut the fuck up. Where the hell's the ingredients list? I just need the ingredients list. Do I have the ingredients for this goddamn recipe? If I don't link it in the description, which I might not, because I don't rewatch the cooking videos most of the time, because I got better things to do. Pasta doesn't want to do it. I don't want to buy a spooky silhouette. I need 4 tablespoons of beef fat or reserved fat, plus enough oil to equal 4 tablespoons. So he's basically saying if you make a beef roast, which I haven't, you take some of the reserved fat from that and you save it for gravy in the future. It makes perfect sense. However, I got this bison tallow, which has been opened and I have to use, and that's bison fat essentially. So let's go with that. And then 4 more tablespoons of just an oil. Now he doesn't say what oil. So I'm going to do a mixture of oils because I'm feeling a little intense right now. I have vegetable. I've got olive. I don't know if I do olive for this, but I've got the sriracha oil. We'll toss a little bit of that. I'm actually almost out of avocado. I'm out of avocado. I have avocado oil tubers. And then 4 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. This guy likes tablespoons. What's 4 tablespoons in one thing? Pasta. Echo. What is 4 tablespoons equal to?
4 tablespoons is 0.25 cups.
0.2. That's a quarter. Just say quarter cup then. God damn it. What is that black shit in my quarter cup thing? Pasta's the only one that measures in this household, so it's got to be her. I'm blaming her.
I've been here 2.5 weeks.
Well, there's been a black spot on this for 2.5 weeks.
You're bad.
What is that? Oh, it's still wet. I'll assume it was something edible at one point. So, okay, all we need then is a goddamn one of these, and we should be able to make this guy's brown gravy. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to syrup the meatballs. I should really get a pot of water going also. Excuse the disgustingness of my kitchen. Wait, never mind, have you ever been here? This is as clean as it gets. Little bread cubes for hummus. I'm doing noodles, so I want more space. That rear burner on high. I'm going to make... Did you put away the German egg noodles? Sound I stance. There's some German ones. Where are they? Oh, baby. And the reason you get German egg noodles, what makes them German egg noodles, is when they say made in Germany, manufactured by ALB Gold, These are the best noodles. Find them in the specialty section. They're not next to the other lame noodles. These are like the key is that they say 500 grams, not 16 ounces. It's 17.6 ounces or 1.1 pounds. They sell noodles by the gram in Europe, including in Italy. So we're gonna let that filtered water, because you're gonna literally consume the water that you're about to boil this in. We're gonna salt liberally. Probably a quarter cup of fucking salt, because you want that's gonna flavor the pasta. You don't want bland pasta. You should be able to eat this without anything. So we're gonna cook probably half of that. I won't measure. And then we're going to toss it with meatballs and gravy. It's not that complicated a system. These should have enough fat on them that I don't need to grease this pan. Let's find out. We're gonna wait 10 seconds. If 10 seconds is long enough, it should liquefy the fat, and I should be able to slide this bitch across. Are we sticking? See, I don't know how much fat. I mean, it looks like there's a ton of fat in here, and it probably will be alright, but I think I'm gonna... If they're gonna get just stuck, just give it a spritz. Cooking spray spritz. I'm gonna load these bitches in here. We're not going to touch that one because that one's obviously dead to us, can opener. Which is a scene from Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, when Fred Flintstone's on trial and the can opener, which was, they were all like pterodactyls and shit, literally started ratting on him in a trial because Fred Flintstone was a big mafia boss. I loved Harvey Birdman. If I could bring back one classic show from like, see, I could slide this around mostly. One classic show from Adult Swim. It'd be Harvey Birdman. But then you have to get Colbert off his ass. And he's living a cush fucking life. Okay. What was the actual ingredients of this? Because it smells porky. Rinse this out so your garbage can smell like meatballs for the rest of the week. And I don't mean good meatballs, I mean rotting meatballs. Are you just going to sit there? She's just going to sit there. Okay. So.
I have AirPods in. What are you talking about?
Talking to my cat.
Oh.
God, she never just. The other thing we need. So.
AirPods.
4 tablespoons beef fat. Check. 4 tablespoons of flour. Check. 4 tablespoons of oil. And I'm going to go with some of this. And we're going to add a little bit of this. Check. 2 cups of meat juices, which I don't have. Now, I don't plan to get much juice out of a meatball, so I'm going to have to make my own stuff up. Now, this is better than bouillon, which is a beef base. So I need to make 2 cups meat juices or reserve juice with enough beef stock to equal 2 cups. So, 2-cup measuring cup. I see your handle. I see you. I synced it. This in here, by the way, I have some bread too. We'll be able to put the meatballs in there. If they move around without getting like destroyed, that's fine. That one that we didn't grease, yeah, he was being a little bit. Get a nice spot so you can flip these over, and you know which ones have been flipped and haven't been flipped. Real Italians don't actually use tongs or anything. When we get real hot, we'll get into the tongs, but we're not there yet. So first thing, I'm gonna grab some beef stock, and I'm gonna need a lot of it. This is the actual stuff our gravy's being made out of. So 2 cups is gonna be like at least 2 of whatever I just took out of there. Does it actually say beef stock, dissolve 1 teaspoon equal to 1 bouillon cube? Oh yeah, no, we have lots. We need lots. Just lots. Just lots. Actually, that belongs up here. Be lazy. Don't be lazy. And we're gonna put more filtered water into it, because again, we're gonna consume it. Any water that goes in my body, coming from a goddamn filter. Now this is never gonna melt in here. So we're gonna have to use Mr. Microwave to heat the shit out of this. And in fact, it's stuck to the spoon, so you're gonna have to like... This is actually probably healthier to lick off the spoon than pancake batter or brownie mix or cookie batter. But don't. Munster cheese. Oh! Oh, that's so good. Minute and a half. You wanna try some of this, baby? Think about it. No. She's like, that's a health crisis waiting to happen. I'm gonna give these a little more. See, they need to really be covered and steamed a bit, because you can fry them up all you want. They gotta be submerged in a sauce. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do that. 2 cups of liquid's not gonna be enough liquid. I need probably double that. So I'm gonna do this, do it all, and then do it again. Or I could yeah. If you're doing a gravy for like the top of a mashed potato, absolutely 2 cups will get you there. I'm covering an entire meal, which pasta won't be eating because pasta is vegetarian, and I want dead animals in my food. So everything in that recipe I'm just going to double. So that 1/4 cup could just be the 1/2 cup. I mean, the radiation from the microwave probably made her into a cat girl. Just one of those things. You got to live with it. Our guilt as humans. Now that's going to be nice and warm, and you shouldn't have to worry about it like flash boiling. Which, by the way, PSA: flash boiling is when you boil water in the microwave in a very smooth glass vessel, and because it's a smooth glass vessel, the bubbles can't form, and then they just get superheated. It actually gets above 212 degrees. And once that happens, as soon as you move it or jiggle it and that bubble can form on an imperfection, oh man, that's got some chunkies in it. All right, I'm gonna make my next one a little bit less strong. Oh, well, the imperfection gets found after you jiggle it. It literally explodes and boils up straight into the air. Kind of like what Chernobyl was gonna do. See, now, I don't want to make the inside of that wet. I'm watching that. I'm not moving. All right, we're going to lower this down a little bit, and we're going to have to add some water. This doesn't have to be because we need to... I don't want them to burn, and they're gonna burn. So just one of those. We're trying to get a nice crust without fucking it up too bad. If this is a failure, I apologize. I want to rinse this off the edges. We don't need the full 2 cups either. Just get it close. I mean, we're trying to follow a recipe, but it'd be fine. Oh, damn it. Chewbacca, it'll be fine, Chewbacca. Stop looking at me like it's not gonna be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine. Once we microwave... Oh, God. Once we microwave this... That was 3 minutes. That was too much. Here, try it again. I touched it to her face. Now she's going to lick her face. Then her whole face is going to explode into happiness. Where's my wooden spatula? There we go. The top of this lid's probably getting warm. Keep some liquid in there. These are good. A couple brown marks. If they were rounder, if they were made by me and not in a I would have rolled them perfectly and you'd be able to roll them, but they've got flat spots on either side, so that's just what's going to happen. So now, what I'm probably going to do, I'm not cooking these entirely like this. We're going to try to get these egg noodles in. We're going to need more time than this video is going to probably allow. Because, oh yeah, maybe. The meatballs are getting browned. They're sitting in liquids. We're going to add the gravy. We got to probably pour out some of that. The liquid steam is going to evaporate when I put this back up. Then uncover it until it's almost dry again. Then start adding in the gravy, which will pick up on all the beautiful whatevers are left beyond. What is my time on this? 8 minutes. So this is going to be done way before that. I mean, it's not way before that, but before that. I'm just going to take half the bag and squeeze. Like a toothpaste tube from the middle. You know, like you should never. And we're just going to take this and we're going to go... Bloops. Get the humidity out of that. 8 minutes, go. Now this, I just twist it. You can put a piece of tape or rubber band around it. I think I was using a rubber band last time. Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot that was 3 minutes and not 90 seconds. It's gonna be hot now. Gonna be hot for sure. Rotate this instead of reaching behind it to get the handle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's hot. There you go, bud. There you go. Okay. This is here doing its thing. That's back up to like a sizzle. We should have enough. We have to make the gravy, so we gotta pull these meatballs out of this. For that, I'm gonna use tongs. I could put them back in this just temporarily because they're getting cooked, but we're putting them back in, we're cooking them again. Fuck. Fuck cross-contamination. I would look cool to have cooked meatballs in there and they'd be insulated and everything. So these are partially balled meatballs. We'll see how these are compared to... See, everyone talks about their grandma's meatballs. My grandmother was legit Sicilian. And I don't remember her meatballs. I don't think that was the best thing she made. Come to think of it, I don't remember my grandmother's cooking much at all, which is sad. And she lived till I was like 12 years old. 13 years old? I have to do math. I can do math. Oh. I could also pay attention. That would be good too. Yes, this old wives' tale does actually work. You put a little oil in the boiling water, and the oil sits on the top of the water and breaks the bubbles. So it's a thing. It is a thing. Look, it's doing it. I got proof it's doing it. What can that affect is that when you drain it out, you'll have oil left on your pasta, which can prevent sauces from sticking. So it's give and take in this world. So we've got very little liquid. I'm not even going to count it as like a negative. That's why this was slightly less. I'll say that's why this was slightly less. But what they want, we're going to take this out. Whatever little bit of liquid we're going to pull out, and just drop that in here. Almost tripped. That would have been bad. Don't wear loose-fitting pants, everybody. Don't worry about that stuff. That's all flavor. We're getting that up. We're doing... Oh, yeah. Now, I doubled the recipe, so I'm going to need double this. We could start by getting oil in that pan so we don't burn it. So, I was going to do half and half. I'll probably do one. And then probably a quarter of it will be the spicy shit. Careful with the chunks. As much as you want those in there, they get stuck in the top here. So that's that. I don't use enough bison tallow. Apparently that's not part of my diet enough. So let's give it... Oh my god, this is real hard to get to. I may have to just estimate the bison tallow. Because this is... Trying to measure this would be hilariously bad. And I mean, who doesn't make their brown gravy with this shit? I think it was at Whole Foods. Or another fancy AF place, but I don't usually shop. Well, the Whole Foods has gotten so much better since Amazon bought them. Come on. A little bit lower than that. We don't want to burn anything. We just want to get like a real thick, greasy consistency going. Yeah. Yeet. That should be good. Probably not what the recipe calls for, but how much more bison do I need in my diet? Put that in there for now. Put you away because you too fancy. You too fancy. Okay, that's going. Now we got to add. How much was the flour? 4 tablespoons. So it was one of these. We're going to add 2 of these. And of course, it's covered in oil. So let's rinse it off. Now I don't know if this is regular flour, bread flour, baking flour, extra fine flour. There's like 7 varieties, and I'm sure I bought a bunch of them. 1. There we go. 2. Chewbacca, no. And now we just stir that in, and hopefully it absorbs all the grease and goodness. And we have to cook this down. And it looks nice and liquidy. We're going for a nutty smell, according to Uncle Jim Bob there. And once we get this down, we're basically making a roux. Using animal fats and flour. We're at a good temperature. It's definitely changing. It's definitely changing color. Still got almost 2 minutes left in the noodles. Now once this is ready to go, which look how nicely it's sticking to the bottom. You can add butter, he said, for creaminess, and I'm Zio, so I'm going to add butter for creaminess, just a little bit. Butter, and then this stuff, which is important. We'll put these back. That there. That there. Maybe a little higher. Of course, I've got flour all over my hands. Chunks are good, by the way. You see all these brown things floating in here? all it's been in here is meatballs. So we're just adding pieces of meatball. We could scrape the sides, get it in there. You really want it, like, it's the opposite of what you think you want it to look like. You want it to be a mess. When we add the liquid and bring it up to like a boil for a split second, it's gonna really, we're in flavor country. Come on. What if my recipe's messed up? Keep scraping the bottom. Keep scraping it, bro. Alright, let's put it up to Murderer Mackenzie. Murderer Mackenzie mode. Scrape here. This is good stuff. It should come off when we add the liquid. Oh god. Oh no, did I accidentally put that on my noodles? I think the noodles are done. I could tell from just the consistency of stirring them. And the Germans know, if they say 8 minutes, it's 8 minutes. I'm fucking up. This can't be, hot water can't go in that. These should not be in here, but they're also not clean. Run the cold water. This could be terrible. I hope it isn't. Towel. Towel out. Towel fold in half. Grab there. Coddle. Pour water into water slowly. Trying to keep from shocking the pipes. Okay, now noodles there. Get out of there. Anything stuck? No? Good. Shut that off. We shouldn't need that again, but I also don't want to put it back on the hot thing. You're good, you're good. I think we're starting to get that nutty smell. We're definitely getting darker. Now for a roux, this is not thickening up at all. I hope that was actually flour. I'm gonna go ahead and add another little bit. Now you have to cook this stuff, so I have to put that in there, and then I've got to, well, cook it. But I know what they want from a roux, and that is not enough for a roux. Usually you do a roux with just butter and flour. Off, off, off. Good. What's that? What is that? Yeah, now we're starting to get actual, like, piles of physicals in here. We're stirring. We're stirring. Here we go. Yeah, see how it's starting to, like, leave? Like, the liquid's not resetting? That's a positive thing. Okay, we're lowering the shit out of this. That's way too hot. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna pause this. Oh yeah. That was mostly oil, which is why it wasn't boiling. Now we got gravy, bro. That is weird that it's only boiling on that side. You may scrape some chunks. You can leave them. You can take them out. If you burned them, it's gonna ruin things. But things just did aight. I mean, that shit got hot. That shit got hot. I started realizing something when I had it on high, and nothing was really going on. I'm like, what am I doing? What have I always been doing? And now we salt and pepper to taste, which I'll do in a second. I'm gonna let this. I'm the best. I've never had that go off, so there you go. We're good. We're golden now. We're golden. It's fine. It's fine. Anyone who cooks and doesn't set up their smoke detector is fucking not cooking hard enough. Cook harder. Okay. This is probably a million billion degrees, so. Mmm. That's good. A little bit of salt. The gravy should be salty. Keep that in mind. I don't usually do pepper, but fuck it, tradition. Or I do pepper. Do pepper. Oh, I got that little bit of sting from the hot. A little bit of red pepper because masochism. And now that we've got our sauce, we'll just give it a stir for the seasoning. It's a good thickness too. When this cools off, like you see it wash up, it's velvety. It needed more of that flour, whatever I modified from the recipe or failed. And now these meatballs are cool enough to just, this is how we're finishing our meatballs. We're gonna keep them in a low simmer, covered for probably 20 more minutes, which means I should have probably started the macaroni or the noodles now. But welcome to Z Reviews. Hopefully you watched this entire thing before you started. And you don't have to leave any gaps. You could just put them right into each other. You dying?
Yeah, it smells so bad.
Oh, she don't know what she's missing. All right. Meatballs are in the gravy, though. Waste nothing. That's the key. Waste nothing. Like the Native Americans. Okay. I'm going to cover this again. Bring it back up. I'm gonna put like half temperature, medium. We're probably done with this cooking apparatus. Check this. Could use more salt. Just a little bit. But I think that's flavorful enough. We're going to be golden. All right. It's 6:54. I'll come back when I think these are done. Actually, I have a instant read thermometer. They'll tell me when these hit like 175. They're meatballs with weird ingredients. 175 internal. Don't risk it. You don't want to watch Rich and Jay. No, not Rich and Jack play video games. We're looking at 140, 150, 160, 164, 166. Check other ball. 64, 66, 67, 68, 69, 73. Let's check the one I got. One's a big one. Keep trying to find the center. 159. There you go. Once it goes down. 163. I think that we're going to have enough carryover to get these all to where their destination is. 707, by the way. I've been slowly picking at this. Just you know, it just needs to be eaten somehow. In fact, what I'm going to do, and this is entirely up to you, as human sentinoid creatures, is I'm just going to add this to this. You don't have to mix it in, but before everything gets all sticky and messes it up, just that. Just that. You can give it a little bit of like, a little bath in this. It's fine. Just want to keep it moist. We can cover it again. Let everything cool down so it doesn't burn the roof of your mouth because it's going to be hot. Again, that's just me. Happy little trees. The gas burners shut off when you shut them off. Electrics don't. That'll burn you for the next 5 minutes. So if you don't want to keep cooking this slowly, pull it off the heat. Let's get ready to bowl. Let's bowl some of this. This is Brando's bowl. Pasta was there. Pasta ate out of Brando's bowl too. This came from an Airbnb in Toronto. And I had extra food I didn't want to leave. And I had to clean their windows for them. So, one free bowl. I just get one free bowl from every Airbnb. It'd be great. Okay. So we're gonna take a chunk of noodle. Chunk of the nudes. So I didn't mix them in. You could just grab like the top section of one. Like that. That's a good thing. I could have also have tossed sauce in with the noodles and that, but I just want that clean at some point. So now we can start digging in and get the gravy. Gravy and noodles. Because remember, this is gravy and noodles, not noodles with some maybe gravy. And then a ball or two. Actually, I'm probably going to 3-ball it. Just to say I did. And now the hard part, which is consuming this flaming mess. And you're gonna ruin your shirt. I suggest eating topless because your skin washes off. Clothing very rarely likes to appeal to that. Let's cut a meatball in half, take a look. That's still a meaty center. It still looks possibly needs a little more. Let's probe that. What are we at? What are we at here? 109, 129, 139, 145, 48, 51, 455. I think, yeah, we're at 160. We're at 160 in the center bit, but that's done. Where's the meatball charts? Meatball charts. Zeos, the only person who digs through the garbage when he's done. Does it give you a suggestion? Cooks in 30 minutes. It doesn't say the temperature you're supposed to cook the meatball to. Like, I would assume, like, 160. We're only... Pork? Alright, if I have rampaging diarrhea, I will add that to the end of this video. So we're going to try this first and foremost right now. First, the meatball. There's got to be pork in this. This tastes too much like sausage. Which would still be fine for 160. And let's try the nudes and gravy. German egg noodles and gravy. That is a successful meal. And you could obviously add vegetables or carrots to this. I have an onion sitting out. I was staring at the onion going, what would onion have done to this? Nothing bad. You want a meatball? Let's feed some meatball to Chewbacca. Meatball. You can eat it. And with her meatball, I will now retire from recording the Z Cooks. Drink my little baby sparkling cider, non-alcoholic, non-GMO free. Thank you all for visiting. See you in another, like, 8 months. Maybe some Parmesan cheese on there.